This is Georgia State Representative Mesha Mainor. I think I'm pronouncing it right. Mesha, is that right?
You're right.
Mesha, welcome to the Hugh Hewitt Show. Good to have you here.
Thank you.
And if memory serves, you used to be a member of the Democratic Party. Is that right?
Used is the right word. I'm no longer.
And you're no longer a Democrat. Now, again, Alex, this is not a political or a partisan operation here. This is a political talk show. You know, we're Republicans here, but the issue set is what concerns us. The policy concerns us more than anything else. What happened to Mesha Mainor from a policy standpoint to get you from the Democratic Party to the Republican Party?
It absolutely was policy. So if it was public safety, if it was school choice, if it was putting people over systems, you name it, down the line. A lot of people think that it was just school choice, but there were multiple policy issues that I just didn't agree with. And it got to a point where I said, well, maybe you're just not a Democrat if they don't believe in any of these things. And they were all things that support my community, which is a heavily Democrat community.
Right.
So
where's your district? What part of Georgia?
I have the best district in Georgia. And that
of course
is,
you do.
No, I really do. So if you come and visit Atlanta, most likely you're staying in a hotel in my district. So
okay.
I represent Midtown, Atlantic Station, Piedmont Park.
Okay, gotcha.
Georgia Tech. Sure. I have the most college students in my district than any other district in the state of Georgia. Also the most charter schools in my district than any other district in the state of Georgia.
Lee, so pick up on this thread.
Well, you know, your first job in politics was with the great civil rights leader, John Lewis. And a lot of us have thought this is the civil rights issue of our day.
I do too. I think so, totally.
And so that you're now leading again. Always there's courage in being a leader. John had it. I mean, my goodness, the things he had to endure. Talk about the attacks you had from Stacey Abrams, how you survived, and how you think your political career goes forward in your district with this issue.
So I used to work for Congressman John Lewis when I was up in DC. I went to Howard University. And how do we go forward? We send a message out that I campaigned on 3 years ago. I campaigned on school choice. I campaigned on public safety, and I campaigned on victim rights, which would be putting people over systems. So I went to the Capitol. I fought for those things. It'll be the same things that I do on the Republican side. You know, I'm ready to go forward. I will tell you this, that my district is very diverse. So a lot of people think it's just cut and dry. I don't want to give the numbers in case my opponent is listening, but it is winnable. And last year, the last election, Stacey Abrams and her team, they endorsed my opponent with me being the incumbent. And I still won 3 people in the race with 70% of the vote.
Wow.
Powerful.
That really is powerful. And that's what I was going to ask you is I know the political left, the establishment left was going to come after you, and they did. But when you do town halls, what are constituents' reactions? How is this whole transition thing happening amongst voters?
As soon as I announced, my phone started blowing up. It wasn't friends, it was voters saying, sure, we still support you. Emails, text messages. I know a lot of people are seeing a lot of stuff everywhere, and you would think that the world is crumbling around me, but it's not. You know, my constituents are saying, we still support you. We don't care what letter is next to your name. At the end of the day, people care about things that impact them. And I give January 6th as a good example. The world was going crazy around January 6th, but January 6th did not make the children read better or less.
Amen.
January 6th did not put food on their table.
Yep.
So lots of things like that. And so constituents really are not concerned about the macro political world. And I try to stay in the micro kitchen table topics.
Just real quick, we're up against a hard break. Real quick, what does ALEC, this kind of a conference, meant to you? What have you learned here?
I have learned so much, met so many different people in one day. And I hope the listeners go to MeshaMainor.com and find out more about me to support me in this fight.
Spell the first name, spell it out so people get it.
It is MESHAMAINOR, MeshaMainor.com.
Go and learn about her, America. You're going to be amazed by her story. MeshaMainor.com. Mesha, it's a pleasure to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
We're seeing you around the conference. Thanks for being here.
Thank you.